Alright, welcome everyone, welcome to another stream by Trace5. I want to welcome all the Trace5ers. I will be your host for today, Kelf Dog. Unfortunately, we couldn't have Kelfasil today, so I will be replacing him. I'm like his cooler counterpart. And we'll be talking about all the changes that have been happening to the game that we all love, Netrunner. So what does that mean? Well, we will go by all of the spoilers that we have seen in the spoiler community week, by all the different podcasts and channels that we've seen throughout the week. And I can't keep this up. I just can't. This is way too much. Oh my god, my eyes. It's cool wearing those glasses, but oh my god. So I basically just wore the hat because I just had a shower and it's really cold, but I figured I'd like complete the look. I still have the glasses here, which kind of got scratched like from the travel from Greece. But anyway, welcome to Trace5. I will be your host for today, Kelfasil. And yes, we are indeed going to talk about all the changes that have happened to our beloved game Netrunner. All the changes that are coming. Basically changes, I would rather say the new set. It's the only change that is happening is basically that we're getting a lot of new cards and we are losing a lot of older cards. Now, a lot of other video creators have talked about this, specifically Dan from Code Marvelous, from Self-Modifying Code, which you should totally visit the YouTube channel, and Andre from Metropole Grid, which is also an amazing channel. They have talked about the whole rotation thing. Oh yeah, it is Guild. Oh hey, it sudden change. Everything is changing, even the Trace5 is changing. Hello JSK, hey Pink Warrior, hey Patrick. So basically, yeah, there is a huge change coming, and with that, a lot of people are kind of fearing the fact that, you know, they're losing a lot of the cards that they're using in their runner decks and corp decks, like a lot of the staples like smokes, like Stealthbreakers and all that. And now we've got a lot of the spoilers from Uprising, the newest set by Nisei, the organization that is keeping the game alive. And we have seen quite a few things. There is like a theme going on with Nisei really liking to kind of save some of the cards. Like even here, like even on Trace5, we actually spoiled False Lead. The fact that False Lead is coming back and is going to be legal again in the meta, and in the stunner rotation that is going on, which is very surprising. You know, it's actually pretty cool. It's cool to see that all these things are actually, you know, coming into effect. I don't know, like a lot of people. We have this awesome Discord channel, by the way, where we talk with other Trace5ers. You should totally join that. The link is in the description below. But basically, we've had a few chats, and I liked one of the arguments that somebody said. I don't really like the fact they said that Nisei is trying to save a lot of the staple cards. Like they're losing, some factions are losing answers or like ways that they did things, and those cards are being replaced with other things. So we're gonna talk about that, and I'm kind of on the same kind of boat, like when it comes to that kind of opinion. But we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. So we're gonna go by the channels one by one. There's going to be a lot of mentions here, so bear with me, and you should definitely be on the lookout for content creators from Netrunner, because no matter how amazing or not so amazing the quality might be, they're all amazing at what they do, in the sense that they all love the game so much that in the end, like everything that I've seen thus far from content creators in Netrunner, it has been really cool and really good to like listen or watch. So I would definitely check it out. Like the things that we're going to be looking at today, they're definitely worth checking out. So we're going to start with my favorite, actually. Yes, I did say my favorite. I'm kind of biased in that. It's Metropole Grid. I'm going to make it the full screen so that everyone can see it. All right, so we have Andre here. I posted him in the perfect spot there. I'm sorry, Andre. I'm sorry if I'm making you look weird. Let me see how the other ones look. No, you can't see his face. Wait, I gotta fix this. No, I'm gonna have to move the camera back again. But this should be fine. Yeah, this should be good. All right. So, yeah, there you can see Andre's beautiful face. This is great. I could play with this all day. But anyway, Andre released an amazing video. You should check out Metropole Grid, by the way. Let me give you a link. Put it in the stream. All right, so Andre made an amazing video. Kind of makes me miss Christian and his awesome video creating skills. He's also so beautiful. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. I try to like keep myself non-biased when it comes to like people's beauty. He's good looking though, I'll give him that. Don't tell me that. Anyway, so Andre had the pleasure of actually revealing 3 criminal cards, 3 illicit cards as he named them, which is pretty cool. And basically criminals have like all the illicit tools. So we have the first one here, and is the music too loud, by the way? I feel like it's too loud for me, so I'm gonna put it down a little bit. Just put yourself over Andre and mine. His words. Might be his words. Oh man, I should have watched the video and just like made like little notes and just like said everything he's saying. Anyway, so we have first of all a resource, a job location. First of all, it's a job, so immediately think of Az and how Az can make use of this. The first time it's turn, you use hardware during a run. Place 1 power counter on this resource. The first time you use hardware, so we might start seeing a lot of other hardware that might be making use of this. So click and remove this resource from the game. Shuffle up to X cards with trust abilities from your heap into your stack. X is double the number of hosted power counters. Now, you would think Geist, but Geist is not going to be legal, I believe, anymore. Is Geist going to be legal? No, Geist is in Sunset Cycle. Wait, is Geist legal? No, right? I'm pretty sure he's not. Help me out here. He's not legal, right? Oh, I'm so bad at this. Genesis and Spin, Lunar. No, Sunset is legal. So yeah, Geist is still legal. That's great. That's actually great. So yeah, this is definitely a Geist card. Damn. But anyway, yeah, he is. Damn. All right, so this is definitely a Geist card, you would think, but it does work in everything else. Like there are so many trust card abilities right now, like cards with trust ability, that you can actually make really good use of this. Like I can think like off the top of my head, like the flip switch, for example, or the other one that you avoid net damage, like damage from like a accessed card. Geist lives for a while. Why do you hate fun runners, Jessica? Ooh, Geist. Is 100% legal and ready to wreck face. So yeah, I'm not sure how much Geist needs this, because to be honest, you could be running like somewhere else and you could use a spy camera, like trust it during the run to actually place 1 power counter on this. But yeah, I bet there's gonna be a lot of things that you could be using it with. But this is definitely like an amazing card because it introduces recursion in Criminal, which is something we haven't seen before that much. Like we always had same old thing, or we had to like import Déjà Vu to actually do siphons, or yeah, basically like it was always like Levy or something like that. You didn't have like, or you had to play oh my god, what is his name? Steve Cambridge. You have to play Steve Cambridge to actually record your events. So that's crazy. So what we're gonna do actually, and remember, this is a non-monetized video. All of our streams are not monetized. So I do hope Andre's okay with this. We're gonna live watch a little bit of his video to like get his opinion on it. We're not gonna watch too much because it's like a 39 minutes video, but I do want to hear what he has to say. And I haven't seen the video yet. I just saw the cards. I didn't have the time to actually watch through the video, so I do want to hear like his opinion as well. But I feel like I'm becoming one of those like twits, like just chatting like streamers where we just like watch like other people's videos and like comment on them.
Is the back. For 1 credit, you get this unique resource. It's both a job and a location. Those are both fun subtypes. We don't see a lot of jobs, do we?
No, really.
This is the first time each turn you use hardware during a run. Place 1 power counter on this resource. Then you can spend a click to remove this resource from the game and shuffle up to X cards that have trash abilities from your heap into your stack. And X is actually double the amount of hosted power counters on this card. Junk plus undiscerning buyers equal profit. As McCaffrey. This is a 4 influence card, technically splashable, but recursion generally has been a pretty powerful.
4 influence, by the way, that's quite a big deal as well. I like it that Nisa is actually putting a lot of influence on these cards and doesn't allow them to be splashed much.
Powerful effect that's going to largely stay in Criminal. And the art is actually something we've seen before. This art was released in an article or like more like a story. It was released on EC.net. That is Az themselves working on their own arm. So the back is not actually like a connection. I would always assume a card like this is a connection, someone you go to that helps you with this sort of thing, but it's actually yourself. You picked up a job working on some hardware. Cool. This is actually a very nuanced and interesting card. There's a lot of different conditions on it. Firstly, we have to understand how we power this thing up because it's a bit kind of nuanced. Then we got to figure out what we want to shuffle back and what that means for our decks. First thing to say really quickly, job is a subtype that comes up on as. As gets a discount installing their first job per turn. And we don't have a lot of jobs in the game. It's actually very countable. So just having another job in the game is pretty cool. It's also worth noting that this card, there's no ways right now to tutor jobs in the game. If it was a connection, there's ways to find it from your deck. So you're going to have to find this.
I am glad there's no more tutors, actually. Like, it would be weird if there were tutors for, like, so many things in the game. Like, somebody mentioned earlier that... Hoshiro Shiro? Am I saying it right? Have I already forgotten her name? I don't remember. Anyway, Zero doesn't have like a... Somebody said in the Discord chat that there might be a card coming up where she can find her companions from the deck. But that would be crazy. I feel like that would be like a little bit overkill if they had like ways to actually find it from your deck as well, you know? We already had connections, and that was already quite powerful because we know how powerful connections can be if you have them from the start of the game. Like, playing 3 hostages in a criminal deck was always, like, so pivotal. Like, pivotal? I don't know. Because you could just pull Jomas and Ori or Professional Contacts or Carry Jokes for, like, turn 1, which was crazy, right? It was always, like, so powerful. But I would like it if we don't have, like, any more other ways to find those things. It'd be crazy. Geist is bigger than Az. That's why it's so mean for him to pick on him. What are you guys talking about? It was like, why are you fighting over Geist? Boo Geist because he steals from better runners like Az.
Card in your deck. It's unique also. You can only have one installed at a time. All right, so that's actually a really big thing that comes alongside Uprising on its release on the 16th, is that there's going to be a rotation of cards from the standard card pool. One of the big rotations is Creation and Control, which contains Levy AR Lab Access, the most powerful mass recursion card, the ability that you...
So we already saw the spoiler with the new Levy, which is even more powerful than Levy AR Lab Access. I mean, sure, Levy AR Lab Access kind of like shuffles your entire deck, your entire heap back into your deck. But at the same time, like the new event, oh my god, it's stupid good, because it only costs 2, and it's like it's cheaper to play, and you can like just shuffle the important things back inside, because it basically says like you can shuffle 5 cards, one of each, like 5 different cards back into your deck, which I think is quite a little bit more powerful than Levy. Levy was kind of like a hassle to play at 5 credits. It's honestly not that easy to play at 5 credits. Guy's best mini faction, as is just a sad runner who wishes he was as cool as Lila. For when I used to be banned, he's so dull to play against. Yeah, he is. I totally agree on that, Pink Warrior. Yeah.
You can take cards that you've spent, thrown out, used, and put them back in your deck and go. This card won't exist in standard format very soon. So they definitely know I'm a big fan of Geist, and we can play some Geist again, which is really cool. Another really cool thing about recursion is we've seen this more and more. Levy has always been an interesting card. It's always ended up on most wanted lists to some extent. Yeah. We're seeing more and more with the design, I guess, like Trope and maybe with District 99, where the recursion cards are more nuanced. They're generally a bit more targeted. Labor Rights is, I guess, another good example. They're more targeted. They're more situational. They're not just like take everything, put it back, go again. And I do like the design. I think recursion is a very interesting space. It is figuring out when to pop the back and what to put back into your deck is actually pretty interesting.
No, I'm not comparing this to Levy. I'm mostly like comparing the Handsome Man agrees with me. I'm mostly like comparing this to I was comparing the Levy AR Lab Access to the new Levy, basically, not this one.
Interesting problem to solve. It's not just like mass Levy, everything goes back. So having a recursion card, specifically having a blue recursion card, it's both fascinating and very important for at least Geist. Okay, so you need to get power counters on this card, and how do you do that? It's the first time you use a hardware during a run. Now, use a hardware is actually a kind of a tricky sentence. Using a card in Netrunner is something that's actually pretty well defined in the rules, and it might not be what you think exactly it is. I think a lot of people would think using a card just means having some text on the card change the game state in a meaningful way, and that's actually not entirely true. I think a really good example here is Desperado. And Desperado is a card that's not in the standard card pool, but the idea with Desperado is you gain a credit whenever you make a successful run. You can't actually use Desperado. The basis of the rules of what's considered using in Netrunner is dependent on you having to make a choice. You have to actually decide to operate a piece of hardware or any card, I guess, to use that card. So a really easy comparison is a Paragon.
I'm glad I'm watching this because, you know, like, so Desperado wouldn't work, but Paragon would work in this case.
Gone, which is largely seen as like the rebirth of Desperado. But this one says the first time you make a successful run each turn, you may gain a credit. Sure, there's text after that, but if it was just that, that's enough, because now you're choosing to use your Desperado or your Paragon, so you're actually using your Paragon.
That is cool. All right.
So that difference, and a lot of times it just comes down to having the word may. If you're not making a decision,
So it works with Paragon then. That's pretty cool.
a lot of hardware has trash can abilities, those trash abilities. So Masterwork is a nice time to get a hardware on your turn and use the Masterwork as the use to fire up the back. And there's a lot of...
That is crazy that you can use the Masterwork. I totally forgot about Masterwork as well. You can actually use Masterwork with that new, with the back. That is pretty cool. So, but that's our thank God Oz is rotating. I thought Paragon was still triggered. No, Paragon is still, it is a trigger, but it is a May effect, so I guess you are using it, right? That's what Adri is saying, people are Despy not used, Paragon used. Yeah. Basically. I mean, or staying or going, it'll eventually rotate. The only things that are staying are hits, finance, or gamble. Yes. Yeah. I guess heads, finance, or gamble are the only things that will stay forever.
good hardware that makes sense. Again, we're thinking about Geist decks, we're thinking about Az decks.
Yeah, all right. So he talks about flip switch. He mentions like a term. Is this a use? It is used, right? Use this credit to pay for using Icebreakers, so it would be a use.
So Cyber Feeder, a card that Geist installs, or sorry, Az installs for just one credit. It's a credit during each run a turn. You want to run once a turn to get your Cyber Feeder credits if you're using it for Icebreakers. This uses the back every turn. It's really easy.
That is pretty cool. I'm starting to really like the back. Now that I see what kind of cards it works with, I'm starting to really like it. I don't like this card. Screw this card. You see this, David? I hate this card. Oh, I found a good screenshot of Foundry. All right, so he talks about all sorts of things. Yeah, how you can find the hardware, I suppose, and all that. What kind of like cards you could synergize with. Panzer. Why is he talking about Panzer?
Anything like what other cards would we consider recurring? I think there's actually some really compelling things if you don't want to go all in into the Geist decks that run like 25 trash cards. There's some good standard, normal, like basic Netrunner criminal stuff. Bachlan Botchkin is a really fun, aggressive card. You can put this back into your deck. You have some...
Oh, yeah, he's talking about what kind of cards you can put back into your deck, basically. All right, so that was the first card. I like it. I don't have a very strong opinion on it just yet. I do want to see how it's going to shape out the meta. I'm not sure what you would use it with. Like, not yet. I mean, definitely you remove it to actually... shuffle a bunch of like trustability cards back in the deck. So the first thing that come to my mind are actually flip switch and all the Geist tricks, you know. But other than that, like there's a bunch of actually breakers like grappling hook and whatnot that you could actually use to bring back with this. So this is pretty cool. Like it actually makes your whole deck just like go back to your power cards, right? Like Gabali and the other Kongamato could actually be cards that you actually bring back too. So you know, we'll see. I think this is going to be very interesting. It's definitely going to spawn a bunch of, like, interesting decks, like, that we're going to have to face, and we're going to be like, oh my god, you have so many, like, windows where you can use your trust abilities. But we'll see about that. Next is Rough, or Toolbox. Give me Toolbox back. Yes, that will work with Toolbox. Bring back Blackguard. Blackguard was terrible. I tried to make it work. It was terrible. So next one, Prognostic Q-Loop. The first time its turn and round begins, you may look at the top 2 cards of your stack. It's a hardware, by the way, so it does synergize with the back. 1 credit, reveal the top card of your stack. You may install that card if it is a program or piece of hardware. Use this ability only once per turn. So, I like this. Because it says the first time its turn a run begins, you may look at the top 2 cards of your stack. So basically, if you're running this with Paragon, it will mean that, you know, if you're running this with the back as well, you would always be using either this or the Paragon. So it is a May effect, so it immediately triggers the back. Because every time even when you initiate the run, you don't need to do anything else. Doesn't matter if you're encountering a piece of ice or anything. You first do this. When the run begins, you look at the top 2 cards of your stack. So the back immediately gets a power counter, which is amazing. But the thing here is, it goes into the whole Mr. Lee kind of like theme that we saw like in the original like core set, where you actually look at cards from your deck. In Criminals, you would look at cards from your deck and you would see what you want to keep, like Blueberry Diesel, basically. I like Blueberry Diesel because it's basically like a ghetto Mr. Lee, like it's a one-off Mr. Lee. But it's pretty cool that, I think it's a little bit too inexpensive, in the sense that, it's a little bit too easy to, like, put down. I mean, it does cost one credit to reveal the top card and then install it. But I don't know. I feel like this is a little bit too powerful at one credit cost. I would actually use this use the influence. Like 3 influence is not that bad to actually play it somewhere else. Like 1 cost is extremely powerful to be able to see like the top 2 cards of your deck all the time, right? Prognostic Loop looks nuts. Yeah, Blackguard was terrible pre-rotation because I wasn't here then. It's terrible even now, Jessica. Blackguard is not a good card. Trust me on that. I wanted to love it, but no. Draw and install at instant speed, and you know that you'll hit it if you made a run. Yeah, it's like, I think it's extremely powerful. The fact that it just starts right away. Oh my god. Like, I don't even want to, like, I'm just gonna skip through the things that, yeah, of course it installs with ads, like, for free. I think they're making Criminal, like, come back into the fray. Oracle May. Oh, yeah, Oracle May. Oh my god. Yeah, you're right, Andre. You smart, handsome man. He's very correct. So Oracle May suddenly becomes a power card in Criminal. Because basically you just need to make a run. You can make like a run-based Criminal and have just Oracle May for like the card draw and the money. Because basically you will know, even if you don't install the top card of your stack, you could just, like, the next click, you could just check out or something, like from your turning wheel, go on archives to get like Paragon credit. Like, you get so much value. And basically you could just, after you check out, the next click is just going to be like, draw with Oracle May. I know what it is. Here it is. There you go. Perfect. So, oh my god, Oracle May becomes a power card. And sees in Honor and Profit as well, so that's crazy. Honor and Profit, right? Sees in Honor and Profit, I believe. Isn't that the, Yeah, Honor and Profit, that is the symbol. That is crazy. I love the art, by the way. I love Oracle May. That is crazy. That is extremely good. I just like how incentivizes playing Paragon, as this console doesn't seem to be getting much help. He's so beautiful, I'm glad I'm not the only one to notice. Focus on the cards, Iska. Run-based Criminal? Never heard of that. It incentivizes Paragon because you get to see the cards, and if they're both hardware programmed, you can install one of your turn and on the next. One on the next. You don't want to draw with Prog Loop. I made it. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I don't know, it's like, no, it does work with Paragon. I needed a moment. Like, it does work with Paragon. Even if you install the top thing, you can still, like, see the top card and put it at the bottom. Like, unless you want to use it for Oracle May. But if you're digging for something, Paragon actually helps you, like, go through 2 cards in one run, right? Who is this hardware and what did they do with Kelthicil? This definitely was the start of the stream. For anybody wondering why I'm wearing a hat, I had a shower and it's cold. Like, it actually got a little bit cold here in The Hague. But yeah, no, I really like Prognostic Q-Loop. It's making Criminal very run-based again. It's like kind of like forcing you to start making runs because it's, you should be running. You're a Criminal. Don't just stay back and do guys things all the time, But I do feel like it costs like way too little. It's way too powerful. For what it does, like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, the only other card that I know is powerful and doesn't cost anything is actually security testing. Like in Criminal, I mean. It costs 0 and you actually need to complete the run to actually get the effect. Whereas here, you just begin the run and you immediately look at 2 cards. That is crazy. Alright, well, let's see what other things Andre came up with. The Class Act. How does it synergize? Oh, you can see what you're going to draw, like, I guess, and then you can just Class Act to draw it. That's pretty cool. 419 zone. I hate 419. SMC is cool because you can see it with a Prognostic Q-Loop. Yeah, the thing that I was talking about, you can actually just use Prognostic Q-Loop in another, in a Saper deck. And if you see an SMC, you install it for 1 credit, and you immediately have like something to go through your library, to go through your stack, to actually find one you need. Kiara and Mystic. What? Begin a run, look at top to get a counter on the back, and bounce off Kakugo. Right? It's crazy. Like, imagine you could have, like, Turning Wheel as well. You could have all sorts of other shenanigans. You could play this in stealth and just farm Net Mercure while you're looking at cards. This is, oh my god, with Oracle May in this. Yeah, just, I am definitely making a stealth smoke again with this. Or a silhouette smoke. Well, okay. So I'm definitely making a silhouette again because I do want to try this. The only problem is that 419 is still legal, which is a stupid identity that just made silhouette obsolete, and I have no idea why it got printed. I really hate 419. It just makes it, as somebody said in the chat, it's a very dull identity in my opinion. But the thing is, like, the reason why I like silhouette is that it's 40 cards, and that's why I loved Smoke as well when it came out, because it was 40 card deck limit, right? I mean, you would think that the 5 cards make a difference, and back then Andromeda was legal, but the effect, together with the fact that you have a smaller deck size, makes the deck go so much faster. The pressure that Stealth Breakers and a lot of card draw put on the corporation is very different from any other Icebreaker standard deck. Boomerang is kind of scary as well. Turn 1 diversion has become easier. Okay, so wait. We're gonna look through everything first. Yeah, you can actually find like programs like Crowbar, like when you really need it, and just install it mid-run, and suddenly you have like all the strength you need. This is crazy. Oh yeah, and Cyber Trooper Talud is actually all of a sudden really good. Whenever you install a non-AI Icebreaker, that Icebreaker gets +2 strength for the remainder of the turn. I was always thinking that you would play this with Chameleon or like the Bird Breakers. I don't know if you know the Riley Keat deck where you just basically just installed like the Bird Breakers every turn, and you would get money from installing them, and they would get strength as well from all those stupid old Saber cards. And then you would just make a run, you would bounce the ice, and then just do it again next turn. And you would have like all those technical writers just getting money non-stop, and just like you never run out of money, and you keep bouncing the corporation's ice whenever they res them. It was great. Remember all the best stealth stuff rotates, the best breakers rotate. Yeah, but we have new ones. We're going to talk about those. So yeah, this is great. Also, Corporate Ground. Oh my god, yeah. You could do this on the corpse turn. This is getting amazing. This is, oh my god, there's like Corporate Ground has like double value now. I love Andre's video. You should definitely check it out if you haven't checked Metropole Grid. Yes, small advertisement here. It's a great channel. You should definitely go check it out. So basically, Andre talked about all 3 of the spoilers that he made for Community Spoiler Week, and I think this is pretty cool. Like Corporate Ground with Prognostic Q-Loop. I remember Corporate Ground actually being like a. I remember installing things on the opponent's turn with Nasir, or like, yeah, doing things with Nasir to actually lose the credit and then like, you know, gain the credit before my turn starts to use the Order of Soul. So this is a whole new way of like using things on the opponent's turn, which is gonna make things complicated. I feel like guys used to do that a lot, but this is still cool. This is still really cool because you can reveal the top card of your stack, and you may use this ability only once per turn. So that could be your turn and then the opponent's turn. We'll lose some good breakers and Cloak, but it looks like we're getting good breakers back, and MU and Ghost Rider is reprinted in Crim. Yeah, Prog plus the back means that the second time through your deck, you never need to actually use draw actions. Exactly. Man, I'm looking forward to that Corp Grants bat at the moment. Scarcity coming back. Yeah, Scarcity is definitely going to come back. I think the current game is going to be really strong. If Corporate Ground is going to be that powerful, like if you can install this for 1 credit and keep installing all your chip breakers and stuff like really fast, yeah, no, definitely. Like program or piece of hardware, like, no, that's, no. That's crazy. That's just crazy talk. Let me put back the music, by the way. All right, so. Yeah, you could also Steam hack. You could also Steam hack and use this. This is like Steam hack becomes relevant in because you can play a farm like with the Steam hack when you're running, so that's crazy as well. Credit card, play only if you make a successful run on Central Service. There, install a card from your grip, lowering its install cost by 8 and take 1 tag. Yeah, I don't see how he. Wait, why is he talking about credit carding?
Doesn't show up off the top of your deck. Same thing goes for Security Nexus. This is an expensive card, and getting this down in a criminal deck is pretty good. It's also a piece of hardware, so that's good value for everyone.
Hack.
I know we have credit kiting. This is just another exciting way to do it outside of tags. Now, of course, this combo is only good if you can control what's on top of your deck, but I'd argue that's actually not that difficult. Test Run is a really strong card in a deck that runs Femme Fatale, and so you can Test Run your Femme Fatale, do something incredibly aggressive. Next turn it goes on top of your stack, boom, Stim Hack that stuff out. It's on top of your deck. You know what's there. Yeah. You can even Oracle Mate if you want. We have some other like really strange ways of doing it. Cards like Rolodex, that's pretty cool. And we also get some really interesting stuff. My god, Prognostic Q-Loop with Brahmin? Whenever an encounter with a piece of ice ends that you use Brahmin, you have to take a program and put it on top of your stack. Now you know it's on top of your stack, so as long as you pay that credit, you can install it back onto the table. With Haley, you get some really cool triggers with that too. And it's important to understand that David does rotate at the same time this card comes out, so it's not going to be crazy. But now you can do some really, really cool stuff with cards like Chameleon. That means that you can use Chameleon, you can call a type, then you can use your Brahmin, put the Chameleon top of your deck, Prognostic Q-Loop your Chameleon back, choose a different type. You can do some like incredibly Shaper-esque stuff in Criminal. Or
I stand by my
Shaper.
point. Prognostic Q-Loop
so cool.
Costs way too little, way too little.
That this card has some crazy interactions. It can't be a virus though, so I guess cash rotates too. I think that's really cool. And of course, there's so much other hardware that we talked about at the beginning of this video, specifically in relation to the back. There's like really good cheap stuff that just installing during your run is good. You have that panic flip switch you can always pull out. You can pull out a sports hopper to mass draw if you really need to, I guess. You can pull out that recon drone. Finally, you can play recon drone, I suppose. And this is
I mentioned that. I'm not very happy about that, but oh well. The recon drone is very annoying. At least I hate seeing it. I really hate seeing it.
Flexible, and not only in the criminal way, not
David
only in
goes
the
with
ads,
new
not only in the
concept,
Geist. I think there's some really interesting thing you can do this in just about any faction. And heck, even if you play just like your standard criminal 419 and you play Prognostic Q-Loop, you're going to get information on what you're drawing. That's incredibly powerful. Sure, you have Class Act, and sometimes that will show you the 2 cards anyways, but knowing what you're going to draw is kind of cool. And on top of that, you can play Oracle May, and it's 2 credits to draw a card, and gaining credit is a lot of value. That is really powerful.
All right, so let's go to the next card. So the next card is basically Boomerang, and it's very interesting. When you install this hardware, choose an installed piece of ice. Use this hardware only during encounters with that ice, right? So it's like Femme Fatale, where you like choose a piece of ice and you have to like, you have to mark it. Trust this, break up to 2 ice subroutines. When this run ends, if it was successful, you may shuffle a copy of Boomerang from your hip into your stack. Now, my good Trace 5 fans and friends, this is a recurring inside job. Yes, you heard it. This is basically a 2-click inside job that shuffles itself back into your deck. Like, okay, the ice could have an encounter effect where with the inside job you would actually bypass it. The ice could have 3 subroutines, so you would have to take one in the face because this one breaks only 2. It breaks 2 ice subroutines though. Tell me one piece of ice that has more than 2 end the runs. There is a couple, but how many do you see in a normal game? This is a recurring inside job. And this is also a truss effect. So even if you don't make the successful run, you can actually shuffle it back with the back. Shuffle it back with the back. What up? So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I really dislike new clones. We're gonna talk about it. Yeah, I didn't either simulate as a rubbish. Yeah, but you really dislike anything Saber. I love how you have like your little thing going on there. Like, I love you Trace 5 fans. I love you. You have like your own little thing going. I love Saber. I don't like it being in the same place as Dove, for instance. Not an E2R, but Anansi makes Boomerang sad. Wow, I'm sorry that there's one piece of ice that actually does something. I'm very glad that Anansi actually got printed. But even then, you could just let the least powerful sub actually fire, right? You have a choice. You break 2 subroutines. You can let like one of the easy ones to take in the face fire. So yeah, you would take the 3 net damage from Anansi, but that's like the only piece of ice. In Tiyasi, if you don't want to access, you can just break the net damage, or you can only take 2 net damage and break the end of run in the 2 net damage. So win. I mean, you just broke it for 2 credits, and you're getting it back. You're actually getting back. This is crazy. Like, after that endless Euler or something like that, I can't imagine, like, a piece of ice that doesn't, like, fear the freaking Boomerang. And why would you not play 3 of this? Like, sure, you're gonna only have 1 down, which is pretty good, by the way. The fact that it's actually unique is really good. I would play at least 2 in my deck if I was playing Criminal. Like, this is great. This is better than Inside Job, honestly. Because you know it's gonna come back. With Inside Job, you're like, okay, I have like 2-3 Inside Jobs in my deck. I need to use them, like, smartly. I have Simul-tip, and many times you would actually think, do I use my Simul-tip to actually, go contest this remote or something like that? Whereas with this, you can play Boomerang and you can play Inside Job as well. Oh my god. Like, you can just install it and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there, on your res toll booth, and just like, just gonna wait it out. You can install stuff in front of it, but you know that this server is not safe. You know that it's not safe. I can go in for 3 credits. Like, and then you just inside job the first piece of ice. Or you can actually play Boomerang, inside job, and also what is the name of the other one? What is the name of the other one? Come on. Help me out here. Has text bypass. Spear fishing, yes. So you can also play spear fishing. Like, that's crazy. Boomerang becomes like an all-around tool. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, I didn't notice Boomer had the unique pip. Yeah, that is quite important. If you could play like 3 Boomerangs, just be like, yeah, this, and this, your 3 pieces of ice on the remote, and then 4th click run. No. It will be like a better logic bomb. Oh my god, logic bomb and Boomerang. How much influence is it again? It's 2 influence. Oh my lord. I feel like this should have been 3 influence. I'm not sure. Yeah, it should have been 3 to 4 influence because it's something that recards itself. So you could just play 1 or 2 in your Saber or Anarch deck, and you're still gonna be getting it back. This is way too powerful to be just 2 influence. It's not an inside job where it's like you're just gonna play and it's just gonna go away. With 2 influence, you can just put it in there and just keep recurring it. That's crazy. Yeah, I was thinking spear fishing. Thank you, though, for mentioning it. So let's see Andre's thoughts on this.
It's a unique hardware. When you install this hardware, you get to choose an installed piece of ice, and you can only use this hardware only during encounters with that ice. It's kind of course, Bahali is actually very similar to this, but there's some big nuances.
You already have other things to actually help you break the last subroutine in case you were worried about an answer or anything. So there you go. Now we have like 1,000 ways to break subroutines without ever having to like have an icebreaker.
The big strength of Gahali and Kangamato, and also
it's gonna be everywhere, including your Sunny. Of course, it's gonna be there. 100%. I'm telling you now, Boomerang is a go-to card, go-to influence card for any faction right now. The fact that it recards itself makes it stupidly strong. Stupidly strong. They just made inside job for all the factions.
To some extent, of course, grappling hook is the basis that you can install them on the table and then run. And Boomerang has to be more targeted. You need to pick a piece of ice, and it's only good against that piece of ice. It's also unique, so you can install a Boomerang from hand to replace the Boomerang that's on the table to pick another piece of ice, but then you're trashing that Boomerang, so you're not going to be able to recur it, right? Because the recursion on this involves a successful run.
Yeah, so basically that's the only bad part of it. You have to install it the turn that you're using it. Whereas if you just want to scare them and just install it early, like on a big res piece of ice, I would only do that if it was on a big res piece of ice, because the corp could just do like, oh hey, you know what? I'll just, trust this piece of ice. And basically Boomerang becomes blank because there's nothing else anymore to target. So you can't use it to break up to 2 ice subroutines because there's no target. So the other effect doesn't go off either when this run ends. So basically you never did this, which is quite sad. But it's unique, I guess, right? Can you install a unique hardware over another unique hardware just like you would do with resources? I'd like a ruling here. I think you can, right? Just like you can with the Class Act.
So that's not going to happen.
It's not a console, so I would guess that you can.
Gabali, Kangamato, grappling hook, you can put on the table. It's good safety. You can charge anywhere. Boomerang has to be a bit more targeted. And I think targeted is actually a strength of this card. This is something that we talked about before with Gabali, but like...
We'll talk about Dream
You could do some really strong pressure plays, and maybe this is a bigger thing in Eternal format.
But you also just use Boomerang as a fort, so that's pretty good. Yeah, exactly. I mean, oh my god. Oh, this is going to be so freaking annoying in Anarch. Oh my god, this is another Honor card.
Where you have stronger run events, cards like Account Siphon. But the idea is turn 1.
Wait, I'm gonna... bear back. Give me 1 second.
Alright. Say the Corp installs an ice in front of HQ, maybe plays a hedge fund and does something else. You can put a Boomerang on HQ. Most ice that ends the run don't have more than 2 subroutines that end the run.
Thank you, Andre.
It's usually like some annoying tax, some annoying tax end the run. So you can Boomerang HQ and just diversion of funds or account siphon, and it will usually land turn 1, which is incredible. That is
so this could be a bit tricky because wait, I don't want him with his eyes closed. Okay, there we go. He's prettier like this. So you could do this, but it would mean that that you want to make it worth it. So if they have like 7-8 credits, it's not necessarily a good run because they could res like a 4 or 5 cost ice, and actually you'll be forced to use your Boomerang and you would recur it. And you would only take 3 credits from them, but they would res the ice. I would mostly do that if they had like 10 credits or something like that, like get the maximum value out of it. So even if they do res, which I think they won't, you actually get the full 5 credits out of it. I do believe that, I always, I don't know, I haven't played Diversion of Fans that much, but if it's anything like the logic of Siphon, I would still want it to fire like at 4 or 5 credits when the corp is going to be losing 4 or 5 credits,
Immense power for a card that says, "Hey, this turn I'm getting in," and
Paying
the
for
criminals have
unlike
that
the
sort of
normal ones,
ability.
yeah.
Like it's a deck that has cards, or a faction that has cards in faction, like what's it called, Inside Job and Spearfishing. But the idea with these cards that say I can get in turn 1 if I really want to, you couldn't play them at the same time as a run event, and this is kind of like an Inside Job that you can play with a run event, and that's incredibly terrifying. I could see this card being played in Apocalypse decks.
Oh,
the cool thing about
Lord.
Boomerang is that once you Boomerang before you Apocalypse, if your runs are successful, which you want them to be anyways, it's back to your deck, and you're good to set up Apocalypses in the future. And again, with these Inside Jobs and with these Spearfishings and the Boomerangs, like there's actually a lot of pressure.
Amazing design, and I bet, again, I will say it again, I bet all of these cards were tested, and I bet like they know what they're doing. They honestly know what they're doing way better than I do. But again, like I can already see like things being abused. Like it's definitely going in on our decks. There's
like
no way.
Turn 1 against the remote. If they want to jam something behind 1 or 2 pieces of ice, you could probably get in. And maybe the question is knowing when you should get in or when it matters. And criminals have that covered as well.
419, man.
Now, again, we said this before, this only breaks up to 2 ice subroutines, but a lot of times that is enough. You could combo this with Gabahale and Kongamato or Grappling Hook if you need to break a lot of subroutines. That, I think, only matters really against maybe stopping like an Overstate AI on a big card early in the game. But a lot of times, again, 2 subroutines is enough. And also, a lot of times, 2 subroutines is actually really good. Surveyor is a card that is pretty prevalent, and being able to deal with the Surveyor consistently, especially late in the game, this is one of the better answers to it. It's important to know also, when you install Boomerang, you have to pick an ice. If you're relying on Boomerang, that's kind of the
Border control kind of kills Boomerang, that is true.
issue. Again, also, not successful. Cards like Chrysium Grid.
We're going to see a lot of Chrysium Grid, actually. That is true. I do believe that we'll see a lot of Chrysium Grid.
It's an issue. Blue Sun, be careful. If you Boomerang an unres dice, they can always bounce the ice, and then you have absolutely no way to return.
That's where the back comes in.
It is literally useless. You have no way of destroying it.
It's a cool series, I like it that they can only do it in Criminal.
But overall, I think it's a really powerful card. Again, a hardware that turn 1 lets you get into a server associated with a run event is incredibly powerful. Again, and I think all these cards, besides maybe the back, I think these 2 cards you can definitely play in just about any criminal if you're really excited about Az and Geist and playing all that.
100%. All right, so in case you didn't know, this is Metropole Grid. It's an awesome channel from a lovely Canadian fella called Andre. I'm going to put the link here. You should definitely check out the channel. He does amazing videos, and he does stream every week or so, I believe. Yeah, it's just 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month. So I suppose it's a weekly stream. Andre, you weak person, stream more often. Oh, well, anyway, he's lovely, though. You should check him out. All right, so next up we have DreamNet. Who was this uploaded by the way? If somebody can tell me, I would love to drop a link to the channel or the podcast that actually did this. So DreamNet. The first 3 credits to install: unique, very important. Resource virtual. The first time its turn, you make a successful run. Draw 1 card. If you have at least 2 link, or your identity is digital, also gain 1 credit. I hate this. It's basically John Masanori with no backdraw. It costs 1 extra influence. Okay, it's not a connection. You can't actually, go through your deck to find it with some kind of like weird lookup card. But if your identity is digital or you have 2 link, you gain 1. So basically 0, the new Anarch is already the Winning Agenda podcast. Yes, this is from the Winning Agenda podcast. I am going to put a link down there. The Winning Agenda podcast. You should definitely check it out. I don't remember who are the people that are running it exactly, but Jess and Jesse, I read here. I believe Jess or Jesse, I don't remember who the 2, was the world champion of 2017. Formerly known as Wilfie. They're an amazing player. If you've seen the finals from that world, they're an amazing player. I love how they kept like a straight face during the entire game. So this is the link to the Winning Agenda podcast. So anyway, this John Masanori with no backdraw. I know John Masanori is like leaving the game. He's rotating out. But it's crazy. No, yeah, even without Link, it is good. You're very correct, Pink Warrior. It's crazy. I don't know. I hate it. And it's like, it's an extra card that you can just get one drip from. Like, we already have the, what is it called? The one drip resource where you get one credit if you have like less than, if you have 2 MU open. Oh, I don't even remember. I barely ever played it. Just Horik won in 2017. Yes, thank you. I don't remember the name, but anyway, you know which one I'm talking about. The stupid thing that every Sunny plays. If I go to Sunny, I bet like I'm just gonna find it right away. Data folding. There we go. See, I told you. I told you we'd find it right away. So basically, you already have this for 3 install. You already have it. I have to be back in a while. There's Jessica. But it's, yeah, John wasn't getting played enough. That is true. But at the same time, I mean, isn't this like a little bit too much? Like where you have like the drip and the draw card without any back draw? Like John Masanori could actually punish them for, you know, wanting to run 2 bounds and actually get cards. On the other hand, I do like it that Nisei is actually printing cards that kind of like give you an incentive to start running a bit more. Like, it actually gives you reasons to start running and getting value out of your runs. You know, it kind of balances out the fact of, like, you know, in the past you would build decks where you're like, I don't want to run 2 months. I need to balance out my deck between, like, run events and non-run stuff. Like, there's hard-hitting use. How can I protect myself if I do run? Do I get enough value out of my runs? And basically, you go to the point where you're like, oh, hey, I'm not really getting much out of my runs. Might as well build a rig or, like, play it safe until I actually have to make a high-impact run. Whereas now, you actually have a lot of reasons to be running all the time. Which makes Corps actually might want to change in that direction as well, or will be able to change at least, in the sense that you can actually be like, oh, you know what? I could actually play cards that punish runs now. Like a successful run could be punished. Like, whatchamacallit, I don't remember all the names. Like Wake Up Call, for example. How's it written? Call? Does that work? Yeah, Wake Up Call, there we go. So this could be great. Play only if the runner trusts at least 1 corp card during his or her last turn. So that could be great. Because, you know, they would make a run and they would, like, feel way safer. Oh, you know, I can make a run and get a credit of my Paragon, get my Q, whatever you call it, loop thingy, like that Andre spoiled. Like, see the top 2 cards, get a credit from Paragon, do all my shenanigans. And then trust this as well, because, you know, I'm getting so much value and so much tempo out of all of this. And then you actually go like, oh, hey, you know, Wake Up Call. Choose an installed piece of hardware or non-visual resource. The runner must either trust that card or suffer for meat damage. So suddenly we'll see, you know, all these cards coming back. At least I think so, you know. We have more reasons to play them as a corp. I think it's fine. It's playable for most runners, but only really good for the ones that need its support and the cards just running. Did Zero actually need support? Did Zero, like, really need more, like, than the... Oh, no, that's... I love this one, though. Did Zero really need more, like when he has the backside where you actually just lose a credit every turn? Like now she has no reason to actually she has no backdraw to her ability either. I think it's kind of crazy. I don't like the fact, as somebody said on the Discord channel as well, I don't like the fact that it helps specific identities for being digital. I find it a bit too much. I don't like how it just puts like some identities higher than others just because they have the digital aspect. I like the way Apex like kind of like worked, and how the fact that it's digital like kind of like worked with certain cards specifically and what the limitations it had. But rewarding them for just being digital now, it's just like, I don't know, it makes it a little bit weird. But anyway, on to the next card. So, Simul-tip. Clone chip is gone, and a new hardware is needed, right? Something new is needed to actually, you know, deal with the fact that clone chip is gone. If no installed programs have been trusted this turn, important, you must trust one installed program as an additional cost to use its hardware. So, trust, install one program from your heap, paying 3 less. So the hardware still costs 1. I like the art, by the way. I really like the art of all these new cards. Especially the criminal ones. The criminal ones were great. But the thing is, like, I like it that it costs 2 influence. I like it. I feel like it should cost a bit more because it's more of a safer thing to be doing. But this immediately puts new things into the whole game. This is Scavens and Clone-tip in one go with a discount. So if you know how Scavens works, like you already know what I'm talking about. You could just uninstall an imp, and then you could target the imp to uninstall it, and then target the imp in your heap and install it back for no cost. So yeah, Scavens did reduce the cost by the install cost of the thing that you were trusting. So you know, if you trust something that costs 2, then you can install something that costs 2 or more with a 2 credit discount from your heap, which is pretty cool. Well, basically anything with a 2 credit discount. But Simul-tip allows you to do that during a run. It's great! Oh my god, this is amazing! And you're paying 3 less. It's basically Scavens, but a little bit more ghetto, in the sense that, you know, if you uninstall something very expensive, you can just install it for free again. You just have a 3 credit discount. But honestly, most of the things that actually matter cost way less than 3. The things that you want to reinstall, you know. Like, even if you're doing it for an SMC, it's pretty much the same thing, I guess. But you do have to trust something. No, okay, it's not exactly the same thing then. No, wait a minute. Yeah, no, you can actually SMC, find a program, and then Simul-tip, and do it for free. Because you're getting the SMC for free, because you already trust the program this turn. So you're not paying the extra cost. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is real good. Clone-tip is that long-lived Clone-tip. Subi 3 influence. Yeah, I do think it's Subi 3 influence. Seems there's a recognition that Simul-tip is pretty good. Yeah. Simul-tip is amazing. I don't know if it should be like 1 cost or 2 influence. I feel like it should be more. A personal opinion, but I think it should be more. I think it's real powerful. So the thing that I hate the most... Oh my lord. So... Guess what? Anarch just got better! So your heap breakers are way cheaper to install. Because if you can't find your Steam hack, you can just run the remote, install your heap breaker, break something, and then use your Simul-tip to uninstall your heap breaker and install the other heap breaker that you need for really cheap. Or actually get the corroder, like, you know, during the run or something like that. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I really think this is crazy. Or you could even like run through a Sentry that trusts programs, and then, you know, the cost is gone anyway, so you don't really care. And you're still installing for 3 less. That's amazing! And you're getting no discount to get that SMC back. Yeah, you're getting no discount to get the SMC back, but it doesn't matter. You don't really care. Rick Sutter is dead. Bring back Scorpius. Yes, you could if you have SMC available and it's down, but what you do if you need to Cloud and Corpse turn. Yeah. But oh my god, what do you do if you need to Cloud and Corpse turn? Sid, yeah, okay, you can't do that. That is very true. It's worth noting that while the discount clearly is substantial upside compared to Clone-tip, it's substantially more restricted in terms of when you're able to recover your program. Yes, that is true, because you can't bring like Cloud and things like that. But at the same time, like, okay, I can see how this is more geared towards running. And again, it comes back to my point of talking about how Nisei wants us to run more. I guess the game is called Netrunner. But I do like that. I do like the way that Nisei managed, like the Nisei design team managed to find a way to, like, you know, force us to actually play it for runs. Rather than just, like, you know, bringing out things all the time during our turn and just being oppressive, like, you know, like wait runner kind of like style. But at the same time, like install runner as they called it. At the same time, I think this is really powerful. This is extremely powerful. I really think it should cost like 2 or like be at least 3 influence. I can see a lot of shenanigans happening with like Haley and whatnot. I can see how Haley can actually create like really, oh my god, this is gonna be nuts. And I think it's amazing in Anarch. Like you just created another card for Anarch. I feel like this is a great card for Anarch. Like Max is still legal, so you could just go nuts with that. You could just play like Simul-tip. You could just install something like really weak, like a small program that doesn't do anything like amazing, or like Cass is rotating, I guess, which is pretty cool. But let me just do this. I'm just gonna go Anarch. I'm just gonna go to Max, and I'm gonna look like at some top decks. and what programs they've been running. Alright, so Misdirection. Card you could trust. Black Orchestra costs only... Oh wait, Mark Ultra costs only 2, you can trust. You still get the discount. Okay, these are the same. Wow, wouldn't you imagine all the Anarchs are playing the same things? You could trust an Imp. Play an Imp early, use your Imp, trust it, bring something else out that is good. Basically a Stargate or something that you trust with your max ability or something. It goes so fast, it's crazy. It's really crazy. My god, Anarchs have no chance at all, how they all play the same set still. My god, I hate you. I hate all of you. Anyway, continuing with the spoilers. So yeah, this is a 10 times better clone chip in my opinion. The additional cost, as they want to call it on the card, is basically just something that makes it better. The bigger pain in the ass for Archer result or 6 rated to break Archer. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Wait. So anyway, these are the spoilers from the Winning at Zena podcast. You should definitely check it out. Jess and Jesse in the last episode, they talk about the cards as well. You should definitely check it out because, as far as I know, it's one of the best podcasts around. So anyway, we're gonna go to another podcast, the Noch 15 Minuten podcast, which I believe is mostly in German, as far as I remember from the last few times that I checked it out. I do understand a little bit of German and I try to follow it, and I really like their voices and how they just keep laughing about things. But I love the guys. But it's in German, so if you're not German, I guess, it might be difficult for you. But they do a lot of interviews and stuff, so you should definitely check it out. If somebody can drop a link for it, by the way, in the chat, I would really appreciate that. So, the Noch 15 Minuten scoops were basically MU Safecracker, a criminal hardware that says, we're getting into stealth territory now, right? Use this hardware only by spending credits from stealth cards. Whenever you make a successful run in HQ, you may pay 1 to access 1 additional card from HQ. Whenever you make a successful run on R&D, you may pay 2 to access 1 additional card from R&D. For 2 credits, you get an all-around turning wheel, which basically just needs money, well, stealth money, to access extra cards. How you're gonna find those extra stealth credits? Well, that's another question. You would definitely have to play Netrunner. I can't imagine a stealth criminal without Netrunner. Like, it's just the best stealth bank we all know for it, so... Germany, represent. Simul-tip, I'll give an easy credit. It doesn't play the same as clone chip, but it benefits War a ridiculous amount, makes balance even more annoying. The ways it will be used are the worst ways clone chip was used. Yeah, exactly. That's what I fear. I feel like it gives a lot of power to like runs. Like suddenly we're just gonna see like so much. I'm gonna feel so unsafe as a corp. And yeah, the Palanzi note was actually one of the first things that we discussed when we saw the card, right? How you can actually use it twice. Because you basically kill the Palanzi, you use a Palanzi, you kill the Palanzi, and you bring out the Palanzi again with new counter. So it's a new card, so you can do that again during that run. R&D multi-access in Crim, just what Saber Crim needs. Yes, just what Saber Crim needs. Exactly. I don't know why this is not a great card, because the next 2 cards. After Image. Whenever you encounter a sentry, you may pay, it's an Icebreaker killer, so this is probably what's replacing Switchblade, I guess. Whenever you encounter a sentry, you may pay 2 to bypass it. Use this ability only once per turn and only by spending credits from stealth cards. This is already amazing. This is already amazing. You don't even have to actually pay like the normal breaking to actually bypass something. You have a 2 credit bypass each turn. Oh my god, this in Boomerang is going to be so problematic. So anyway, 1 credit break up to 2 sentry subroutines already makes Mongoose somewhat obsolete, I guess. Because it's a 2 strength already. 1 credit plus 2 strength uses ability only by spending credit from a stealth card. Oh. So yeah, this is crazy. This is extremely powerful. Why did we need another bypass effect? It's blue because stealth is moving back into blue except for Taka because red needs good cards too. Orange, yeah. I don't know why. No, I think this is too powerful. I liked how Switchblade was like very specific to being stealth and breaking with stealth. Whereas now we actually are using stealth to do a lot of other shenanigans where we don't even have to deal with things. Like how many sentries are you gonna see rezzed by turn 10? Maybe 2? Maximum 3? You're not gonna see more than that. Like how many? You gotta be really lucky with your corp deck. Your corp deck must either be focused on just sentries, or just playing sentries, Or like I had it to take a deck once, I guess that was good. But either that, or you have to get really lucky by turn 10 and have drawn at least like 2-3 sentries. What are the chances that you're gonna draw 2-3 sentries and you're also gonna res them? You're gonna have the money to res them. And they're gonna be enough to actually, deal with after image. With after image, you just pay 4 and you just need to stealth credits its turn to actually just go through things. Which is pretty easy to find, honestly. Like with smoke, you just basically have net mercury and smoke, and you just need to like. Yeah, net mercury and smoke, and you just like pay the 1 credit from smoke, and then just the 1 credit from net mercury, and you bypass it its turn. All right, so Penumbral Toolkit, Stealth Virtual. I guess this is the new silencer. This card costs 2 less to install if you made a successful run on HQ this turn. I like that. I really like that, even though. Yeah, no, I like that. That's pretty cool. It incentivizes like actually running HQ. I just realized this is Stealth Mongoose when you're not bypassing. Yeah, it's Stealth Mongoose basically. All Sentry deck. I think After Image is a weaker Switchblade. It is a weaker Switchblade because Switchblade was +7 strength. The fact that makes Switchblade amazing was the +7 strength. Everything that hurts you doesn't go more than 7. Yeah, okay, maybe there's a few occasions like where, I don't know, like a 4 iced like remote or central with stupid surveyor on it would force you to use 3 stealth credits to break all of it. But that was not that, you would have to go like really late game, and late game you have so many net mercury credits you don't really care. Anansi every deck. Yeah, basically Anansi suddenly became amazing because this costs 2 to break Anansi, and you need like 2 stealth credits to actually boost its strength. And you can't bypass it. If you bypass it, you're gonna take the net damage. So it's basically 2 stealth credits to boost the strength and 2 to break all the sentry subroutines. So that's like 4 credits, 2 of them being stealth. This is bad against Anansi. So yay! Welcome Anansi, welcome back to La Costa Grid. Didn't think of Raven, that's nice. Yeah, bypasses Raven. You don't have to deal with Raven. Raven was a problem for Switchblade. Because you had to take the tag, and then you had to pay 2 stealth credits. Crazy. So, it costs 2 less for if you made a successful run on HQ this turn. When you install this resource, load 4 onto it. When it is empty, trust it. Spend hosting credits during rounds. It's a resource, so I can't think of an easy way to recover it, I guess. But I guess if you did make a successful run on HQ, then you're getting 4 free credits, which is pretty great either way. Yeah, it's like a sure gamble if you're not going to use the stealth credits. But still, I guess this kind of like synergizes with this and this. And you could just be paying 1. It's like a ghetto cloak, which is not even a program, so it doesn't take up MU, so it's perfect. No, this is extremely good. I mean, even if you don't make the successful run in HQ, you're still like paying 1 click to draw it and 1 click and 2 credits to like and a click to install it, and you get 4 credits on it. Which 4 credits, stealth credits are always more value than normal credits. No, that's really good. I really like it. 2 influence, yeah. I don't know if this will be played in Smoke, because Smoke already has a lot of things to actually work with for stealth. But yeah, I don't know. After Image is nuts. After Image is amazing. It's only Nancy that makes it hurt. Yep, a Nancy in every deck. Goes whatever in blue instead of neutral. Yay. Yeah, basically. I stand corrected, and right after I said it was Stealth Mongoose, I heard dumb. Alright, so I like Safecracker as well. I'm not sure if I will play it, but it does feel good. I want to check something. What was it I wanted to check? Oh yeah. Is Ghost Runner rotating? Yep, it is. Ghost Runner is rotating. So yeah, it is Ghost Runner basically in blue. Alright, so that was the Noch vom 10 Minuten podcast. I'm gonna look it up and give you a link real fast for people checking the video afterwards as well. There we go. You should definitely check it out. Alright, so next up we got Moshing. Yay, we're back to honor cards because honor didn't get enough love, so we need to actually, get even more honor cards, which I see no reason why we're getting. But Simple Master, I can assure you that Saber has some mighty cards incoming. Yes, there is more things to the set, to the Uprising set. We haven't seen everything yet, so don't worry. We still have a lot to see. And if I can tell you anything from the testing that I did, I can't scoop anything, but there is still more to look forward to. So, hold your horses. We still got a lot to see. But I do feel like the meta is really changing right now. And it is the way we said it at the start as well, and the way we discussed it a lot on the Discord channel. Like, Nisei is really trying to replace some of the cards that are rotating with somewhat equivalent cards or things that will take up the space that they're leaving empty, that are leaving open. Like, clone sweep leaving, for example, they said, they probably discussed it, clone sweep is very important to the game and how it works and how people can actually use things to balance things out and keep in the game or during runs and stall things. So I guess they were like, oh, we need to make the all of these cards that are rotating, we need to reuse them. We need to bring them back. After Image is powerful? Yes, I do believe it's very powerful. Is Mossing new? Looks sick. Yes, it was revealed from... Oh my god, what was it revealed from? Somebody tell me what it was revealed from, which channel it was. I can assure you that Saber has some might cards in it, and that stealth is not solely the domain of criminal, as evidenced by Taka. Yeah, I do hope stealth is kind of blown all over the place like it was in the past. You had Black Hat. I'm really gonna miss Black Hat. Is Black Hat rotating? Probably is, right? Oh man, I never played it. I played it once, but it's a cool card. I love the art. The art of Black Hat is awesome. Wait, in case you're wondering, because some people may have never seen it. This is Black Cat. How awesome is that? How awesome is that art? Come on. I love Black Cats, by the way, in case you didn't know. Maybe as much as I love raccoons and sharks. So, Devados, are there any new cards that aren't pushing the par curve? This set, spoiled is nuts. It's Twitter, spoiled. Crit hits Twitter, spoiled mossing. Okay, so crit hits Twitter. I don't know who crit hit is. Let me look that up. Hit Twitter. Because I do wanna actually link it before we start talking about it. Oh, I can't find it. Somebody drop me a link, please. I would really appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about mossing. It's a zero-cost event, and as an additional cost to play this event, trust 3 cards from your grip. Draw 3 cards and gain 3 credits. Let's start a riot, it says in the flavor text box, and I am ready to start one. So I am I want to be very careful as to how I'm going to talk about this, as I believe that I've been very salty about Anarch lately, as I've always been actually, and I think it's very justified. But at the same time, I don't want to be an ass and an ash, and actually, only diss the Anarch cards. But so first argument, right? Inject is rotating. As we can see, it's in the lunar cycle. Inject was one of the, if not the most important card in my opinion. We've had long discussions about this after big tournaments here in the Netherlands, in the past when Inject was legal, when Inject came out. And we talked about how hey, Inject is actually what keeps the Anarch engine going, because it's crazy how you can actually just keep doing that. You could just, it's just crazy. It's just too much, It's just the fact that you draw all the cards that you need for 1 credit, and you trust all your breakers that you can use later, and you gain a credit for trusting them, so the hit becomes an extension of your card with the best draw ability in the game. You see 4 cards, mind you, not 3 like Diesel or anything like that. And there is a very good chance you're gonna get your money back. So Inject was an amazing card. And this goes back to the theme of talking about how Nisei wants to replace some of the cards that are being rotated. Now, here's my question. Did they really need to do that? I don't know. I honestly believe it didn't. Inject filters you draw into programs, see non-programs you draw. Yeah. Did the Anarchs actually need a replacement for Inzek? Do they not have Patchwork? Do they not have all the companions? Do they not have iFed Wars? Do they not have liberated accounts? Do they not have Max? Do they not have like labor rights? Do they not have? Oh my god, they have so many things. They have like the companions alone, like drawing the companions and installing them for cheap, like with the new console, is like reason enough to not give them something like that. You know, let the Anarchs freaking use some influence for a diesel, for Christ's sake. Like, you know, use up some of your influence to actually get a decent draw out of another faction. Why do you have to have this? You can transfer cards from your grip. So, okay, it's not inject, whereas, you know, if you don't have the breakers in your hand, like the hit breakers, you're going to be like, oh, I actually need these cards. I don't want to actually trust them. You know, this is kind of bad. And I could draw into my hit breakers, and then I won't be able to trust them. I would have to draw another moshing. But Inject's better emo, so you don't need the breakers in hand to begin with. Yes, exactly what I'm talking about, Pink Warrior. So, it is not a better inject, but it's a zero cost to draw 3 cards and gain 3 credits, which is basically can be played first turn to actually filter your hand and play liberated accounts without having to click for a credit. It does not do the same thing as Inject. It might not have the exact same speed, but it does have a different kind of speed that gives Anarchs too much power still. Because the fact that you gain 3 credits could actually matter a lot in the turns that you would have actually clicked for credits. Now, you would tell me if you're a good player, you know that, you know, the way you install things, you would try and not click for credits more than 5 times during your entire game, which is the case with a lot of runners. Like, unless your game is going really set, if you know your cards and you know your deck well, the way you install things and the way you make runs, like, unless there is a huge surprise or something like that, if you're a good player, and I stand by this opinion, by the way, if you're a good player, you're not going to have to click for credits a lot. It is very rare that a good player will click for credits. Very rare. They know when to expect a Sur Gamble, when they should be drawing for a Sur Gamble. They know when to click for credits to install something important. They know when to make a run. They have specific cards to actually give them tempo, both in the agenda points game and as well in the installation game and keeping up with their rig and, you know, having answers to gear checks. So, honestly, gaining 3 credits here instead of actually, you know, maybe getting some 1 or 2 credits from Inject, because, you know, you're not going to trust like 3 cards or something that are all going to be programs all the time, is actually amazing. In my opinion, this is extremely powerful. And if anything, you see the matchup and you're like, okay, well, I have like a few silver bullets in my deck. I don't have to keep that in my hand. I can actually just trust it and draw 3 other cards. So that's perfect. And if anything, if you're max or anything, you can actually just keep drawing and just trust your heap breakers anyway. Or you can just play Effort Wars to trust your heap breakers. That's not that big of a deal. You still have answers to actually filter your hand. So, I don't know. Call me crazy, call me an arcader, but I do believe they didn't need this. I do love the name and the art, by the way. I do love it. I am in love with this. This is as Anarch as it gets. It's awesome. I really like it. Well done, Patrick. Well done, Patrick. Honestly, this is real cool. I hate the Anarch card though. Slots are important though. If you have 3 cards in your grip on turn 1, you're happy to toss good mulligan. Mossing is also a negative card tempo for 3 cards. It's a good card, but it's not super flexible and it's not fulfilling the usual role of card draw. It's more like a weird Anarch take on Mr. Lee. No, I wouldn't call it Mr. Lee. It doesn't have the scry effect. It is a weird tempo, 4 to 3 cards, but it gives you 3 credits. Don't laugh at that. Sur Gamble gives you 4. And that's all it does. Sur Gamble gives you 4. Remember that. And it doesn't have any other effect. It's like and it's a staple in all of our runner decks. Well, not all of them, but still. But yeah, anyway, my point being, I don't know. I don't like Anarch. I guess that's my point. Let's go on. All right, so, who spoiled this? You need to tell me who spoiled this as well. I couldn't find the tweeter, by the way, if somebody can drop it on the chat. So we got Euler. Am I saying it right? Euler? I guess so. When you install this program for the remainder of the turn, it gains, it's a decoder, by the way. It gains 0 credits, break Cold Gate subroutines, so it becomes a Yogg the turn you install it. 2 credits, break up to 2 Cold Gate subroutines, 1 credit plus 1 strike. I like the fact that it has a background in the sense that, you know, you have to pay 2 credits to break 2 code gate subroutines. Whereas in most cases, you only want to break 1, or like most of the code gates actually have like 3 subroutines, so you will be paying 4 to only break 3. But on the other hand, it is a very cheap decoder. It is a very, very cheap decoder. It's an extremely cheap decoder. Refractor costs 1. Okay, cool, which was extremely even more cheap. And it basically did the same thing with an even more powerful effect from stealth credits. But yeah, happy to eat crow on behalf of Dev if this indeed turns out to actually be stronger or equal in power insect, but I'm quietly confident. Now, Divarus, as I said before, and I am going to keep repeating it for people watching this, I trust the design team. They're putting work in that I haven't put in. They have spent hours, like days, probably months, doing this set, and I'm just here to like look at the cards and judge them. We're gonna talk about the cards. We're gonna judge them as players, as I'm sure all the players do, and we're just being a little bit more vocal about it because, you know, we're content creating. But we're gonna keep this as a constructive discussion and, like, you know, criticism. We're not gonna be like, oh my god, these are terrible. Oh my god, what were they thinking? These are all gonna break the game. No, I do trust them. I do. Personally, I do think that some of them are gonna break the game. I do think that some of them do not make sense, or like could have been different and should have been more expensive, more influence or something like that. But still, there are people that put work into this, and we gotta respect it, and we'll see how it turns out. If it turns out shit, even then, these people put in work, you know? They'll fix it. It's fine. They'll find a way. They love the game as much as everybody else here. So, you know. Euler's fine, slightly better in Mats' in Emo than Guardian Blade. Listed safe though, but I think we need 2-4 pound for code gates these days. Yeah, that's true. The thing is, like, the most important code gates are at 4 to 5 strength. And DNA tracker being at 6, I guess. The only problem. But basically, yeah, Wormhole and DNA tracker are at 6. Wormhole is at 5 or 6. How much is it? Oh, I didn't write it right. Wormhole is strength 7. Oh, wow, okay. Never mind. But yeah, basically, Mavsulus is a 5. No, Mavsulus is a 4. No, Mavsulus, what's the name of the other one? They have 2, yeah, Mavsulus is a 5, and Hortum is a 4. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Hortum is a 4. So basically, like, yeah, 4-5 is basically the go-to for most code gates here. Like, even, HP has like the Fair Children, which are basically all like strength 2, strength 3, strength 5, strength 8. This is non-relevant, nobody plays that. But yeah, no, it's just, I'm going to be vocal about bring back Scorpius. Mr. Lee gives you 1 of 2 cards of your deck and burns the other one to the bottom, so it's effectively a slightly better draw action. Motion gives you 3 cards but burns straight from hand into heap. Yes, but Mr. Lee's is Crave, actually. These are two very different things. Don't mistake them. Anyway, I like Euler. Euler is a cool addition to the whole, you know, code like new breakers kind of like thing going on. Because we kind of needed a new code gate, and I guess this kind of like falls in between like all the other ones. Like, has a good thing when you install it. I like the whole thing when you install something, it gains like a powerful effect, because it gives you like, one of the best things about Netrunner is how it has like a bunch of surprise effects, and how you can go like, boom, you didn't expect that, power play, you know, like Gauss, for example, does the same thing. I guess like Sapers are gonna have the same theme in most of their breakers, so that's pretty cool. It's like a surprise, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, it's good but not great, because you're breaking 2 code gate subroutines, but you're forced to pay 2 all the time. I like that this came back, like, you know, like the Battering Ram kind of like backdraw to it. Slot Machine is 5. Yeah, Slot Machine is 5 as well. So anyway, we go to Aulder. Icebreaker Killer. So a killer for Anarch. So are we expecting this to be good? You know, Criminal is the place where you have the best killer. So let's see. 2 credits, break a number of subroutines. Okay, I already hate this. 0 credits, break Sentry subroutine. Use this ability only if you have 3 or more installed virtual resources. 3 credits, 3 plus 3 strength. Are these virtual? They're virtual. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you for real? What is this? I had one thing against Anarchs. One freaking thing. One thing. I love how, you know, in case you haven't found all your companions yet, or like your DreamNet and your companions, or like any other kind of like virtual bullshit I can't think about right now. Oh hey, you can still break any number of Sentry subroutines with the credits. What up? You don't have to do the zero break yet. You're safe until you get it. So usually, like programs, okay, it costs 4 to install. Ooh, big whoop. But, oh my god! Are you kidding me? It lines up awkwardly with a lot of sentries. Most of them that C played are 4 strength, but that can be rectified with virtual resource called Ice Carver. Yeah, you also got Ice Carver! The Group HQ of 5 really plays into the role of surprise. I had the answer all along cards, which is great, Emo. Yeah, the surprise is definitely great. This is crazy. This is, I don't know what to say. I like the art, by the way. But this is crazy. What? I'm speechless. Like, is it T for subtype or is it S for subtype? Oh, there we go. Okay, I got it. So, okay, so now sort them by faction, please. Xanadu is a virtual resource. Street Magic, okay, let's not talk about Street Magic. Spoilers is a virtual resource, I like that. Fencer Fueno is a virtual resource, it's a companion. What does that do again? Whenever you make success run, you may spend hosted credits for the remainder of that run. Also, it's a tracing companion, basically, okay. This is pretty great, it's you zero install, which you don't really care since you play Keiko, I guess. Virus Breeding Ground, okay, Ice Carver, as you said. Crypt, you're never gonna play Crypt. Paladin Poemu, yeah, we know all the companions. Didos is a... Yeah, Didos is a virtual resource. Caldera is a virtual resource. Ned Mercury is a virtual resource. I'm thinking, can you play this in Saper? You would have to play a dummy box deck, and then you will have to play a bunch of like neutral cards. So the swords are actually going away, which is quite sad. Data folding is virtual. Turning wheel is virtual. Hunting grounds is virtual. Find the truth is virtual. Oh my god, I hate this. It's okay, this plus Boomerang and you're fine. Basically, High Kelter is a high strength sentry. Yeah, okay, cool. Ice Carver still kills this. Because you only pay 6. You literally only pay 6 with this. I don't see why you wouldn't play Ice Carver with this. And considering the fact that you still have patchwork in your deck, because you'll be drawing a lot and you'll have a lot of stuff in your hands with Iford Wars and the other stupid new motion card. Yeah, this is great. So, basically, Anarchs need ways. They're gonna play a lot of recursion things now, because they kind of need it. You can play the new clone chip as well with a virus or something to actually get Aulder out like really cheap. You can play the new. Oh, how's it called? How was it called? How was it called? We just watched Metropole Grid.
A spoiler season is upon us.
No, shush, Andre. Yeah, you could play it with Prognostic Q-Loop, which is amazing. You can just see like, you know, what's on top of your deck and then just like Steam hack and install it. Oh my god, this is... I hate this. I honestly hate this. This is crazy. This is just crazy. I am stuck thinking about this and how you counter it. You can't. You actually can't. There's no reason to play Mark Ultra anymore. You remember how they had to pay like 9 credits to break your Anansi? Well, tour guide not looking so hot now. I guess that's a good answer, like the tour guide. But honestly, this is, oh my god. It costs 2 more than Mark Ultra to install, which I guess is kind of good. If this was 5 credits to install, I might have been fine with it. Yeah, maybe. I still break it for 0, yes. It is interesting. I've mainly been hearing fear for how bad Anarch is going to become. Really? But isn't draw limited in Anarch now? How is it limited? They got a new draw card instead of Insect. Okay, cool. It draws you 1 less card. Okay, and you have to trust a bunch of things. But isn't that really a back draw? It kind of is, but you still gain the 3 credits. So, you know, good players are going to find a way around it. Anarch is still powerful. Do they lose liberated accounts? Please tell me they lose liberated accounts. The liberated accounts in the... It's gotta be System Core, because they hate me. Anyway, moving on. I do like Euler. I really like Euler. I don't like Aulder. I really hate Aulder. It's not because it's an honor card. It's just that, I don't know, I didn't need to have all of the things. I would have maybe been fine if it was break any number of Sentry subroutines and not have the second ability. Like, the second ability is just, okay, cool, we get it that you want to make things work with companions, but don't you think it's going a little bit overkill? You know, like, they are already really powerful. Like, they have, like, great powerful synergies in between them. Oh, yeah, by the way, you don't have to pay the full cost for Aulder because you can actually just use Paladin. Obviously. Obviously you would use Paladin. Spend hosted credits to install non-connection cards. So basically this could have 3, and then you're going to sell this for 1, and then start making runs. So yeah, that's great. So you won't have to play Heatbreakers even. And as somebody mentioned, by the way, on the Discord channel as well earlier, mossing is actually pretty great because you could just trust your extra non-unique companions from your hand. Or if you're not trusting them with mossing, you can just use Patchwork to actually trust them. But I guess you're not going to play Patchwork because you're going to be playing Keiko, which makes sense. Cool art. Really like the art. I like how it has like the little companions next to it. Look at the little narwhal. Narwhals don't get enough love. Also, if you're not playing Beam Breakers, it's not so nice. Yeah, it's either Aulder or mossing. You can't afford to trust 3 without Beam Breakers. Yeah, true. If you're not playing Beam Breakers, you're probably playing Super Friends, and then you just trust 3 of your 18 unique cards that are already installed. Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anarch seems like they have work to do, but they have like a lot of tools to actually make it work. They got DreamNet, they got a bunch of stuff. Like, they could actually start just making runs and getting things out. Like, they also got the influence they're spending is actually way more diversified right now. Sure, but sounds like so many slots to just place under Netrunner. What do you mean so many slots to place under Netrunner? They have so many ways to make money fast and actually, you know, just start running. They are the faction that installs liberated accounts on the first turn. But anyway, so that was all the spoilers, I believe. I think we went through all of them. My god. That was crazy. Oof. So we learned a lot about the new set over this week. Is there gonna be more? I'm not sure. Was it just like the work days that are gonna get spoilers, or are we also gonna get the spoilers tomorrow and on Sunday? I think it's still around 2 times Moss against Super Friends Anarch. I think you do, yeah. I don't know how to feel about all this. Fox is so cute. I guess this is the only one that is not going to see that much play. But even then, like, it's a great stealth resource, right? It's a great stealth resource. I don't know. So Paladin is definitely going to see play. Mystic Mamie, most probably. Fencer Fueno, probably the least played one, and Trickster Taka. But Trickster Taka is going to be very specific to stealth, I guess. It's still 3 influence, same with Netrunner, so. Netrunner will... I think it will still see play. I don't know how Anarchs are gonna look like. Like, let's say we go to make a deck. Say we pick Mrs. L. So let's say we play Trickster Taka, and we play some of the new programs. Wait, is that the only? So we play an After Remats that's already 3 influence compared to the 2 influence that Switchblade cost. Yeah. Then we go for, let's say, Euler, I guess. No, you would play Houdini, right? And then you would play your Barrier Breaker would still be Corroder or Gauss, probably Gauss. You got a Netrunner. You don't have a Cloak anymore, so I guess you do have to play Trickster Taka. That's already quite a bit of influence gone, and that's playing one of them, right? So what was the new clone sub called? I don't even remember the name of the new clone sub. It was a 2 influence one. Should be around here. Where is it? Oh, whatever. We'll just call it clone sub for now. So you play 2 clone sub, then you play like 2 self-modifying. I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. Do you play 2, 2, 4? So you don't play. I'm not sure if you would play modded in this deck. I guess you would, because you would still play Paragon. So mind you, don't judge me. I'm building my classic Hyperlight Smoke deck. This is not your Standard Smoke deck. People will probably hate me for doing this, but you know I love it. So this is build script. Build script is Red Sound. Okay, Red Sound cycle. That's fine. No, I don't have enough influence already. So I will have to play less. Oh my god, this is shit. Just trying to build my standard runner deck without knowing all of the cards yet, but this feels weird. Play 2 Film Critic, you'll play 2 Netrunner, yeah. Alright, then we go for Palanzi for the extra answers. The clone sub kind of like works with Palanzi, so it kind of saves us from weird stuff. We go one Misdirection. Well, obviously. The card that will never rotate, I hope. Two of it. We don't have any multi-access. Yeah, I'm already limited in the things that I can play, so I would have to remove this and maybe like play Hotel Earthrise. Like maybe 2 of it. Now it's like, that's 12 cards draw. So Deuce's Wild could actually go up to 3. Available 4 influence. We could play some of the new criminal stuff. Ute is kind of underwhelming even when it's supercharged. You think Taka isn't gonna see play over Fencer? No, I do think it's just like not in the Sun and Anarch. That guy is great. I use it all the time for a regular rig. I look at us once every 3 turns. I get a free use of Plort. I just need to accept the fact that I will go winless in Lick. I'm playing Sunny Circle. You play win me. You may win me. Yeah, Smoke basically gets worse with this less influence, worse cards apart from maybe After Remats. Yeah. Play new Criminal Stealth multi-axis. Do you think this deck makes that much money? I think you would still play Turning Wheel, honestly. I think you still play Turning Wheel here. Oh, the new ones aren't in here yet. It's crazy, that's crazy. Oh, there it is. It's too... that is too much. I'd rather play another Trickster Taka, to be honest. We need a new cloak. Well, I do hope we have something like it. What is After Remats? Did I miss a scoop? Yes, you did. This is After Remats. It's basically amazing. You can use it to bypass stuff. Yeah, but I know what they are. Wait, maybe I should make a pirate Haley deck. Play the new instead of smoke. The values that say that there are some traits still to be revealed for smoke. Yeah, okay. So I guess this is where we'll leave it at for now. How similar is this to my current smoke deck? Oh, it runs so much less. Modded is actually gonna go up, I think, and we could play another. This could play Cyberdelium, I guess. Beth does need Beth. Thank you, Kill from the past, for telling me what cards to play. Ghost Runner, yeah, we have no Ghost Runner this time. Equivocation, oh yeah, I run Equivocation as well. So this has 5 cards left. It doesn't even have a current yet. Now it does. Do I go down to 1 notoriety? I guess so. 5 cards left. Oh, I feel so weird, and it's also playing Earthrise, which is already making the deck more expensive. Like, Exclusive Party draws you cards to actually make things less expensive. You see the big differences here? How I'm forced to play Trickster Taka, and I lose all my influence, and like I lose an extra influence from After Events as well. Yeah, this is weird. Work in progress. Surviving the apocalypse. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know how I feel about this. Whoa, that is sick. It's Wishblade for 1 card and Stealth Mongoose for the rest. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh my god. I don't know how to feel about this. This is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of stuff to process. Like, I don't know how my corp deck is also gonna change. Wait, I'm gonna go through my corp decks as well, see what is changing. So let's take my Vintage Garden, which is my latest iteration of the Nisei division, and let's take the Tropolano or the 5 minutes in Tech deck. Let's take the 5 minutes in Tech deck. No, this is the Eternal one. Tropolano Reborn is the last one. Yes, would be that one, right? Yes, would be that one. All right. So let's check out this one. Encrypted Portals, it's actually rotating. Global Food is staying, Future Perfect is staying, Geofront is good, Headfun is good, Preemptive is good, Ash is good, Faye is good, Marcus Body, wait, Lunar is rotating, right? Yeah, okay, Marcus Body is good, Red Herrings is good, Eli is good, Aiki, yes, Creek, Innate Tracker, Lotus Field, Fate's my game. Alright, so the only thing that's rotating is basically the backbone of the whole deck. So the way this deck would work is basically if I just remove the Encrypted Portals and just played another one cost, or another one Zena point card, and I could actually go to 20 Zena points that way as well. Which would make it a bit risky because if you get both of the 1-pointers stolen, then you would have to play a stupid, whatchamacallit. The one that you have to advance 3 times and then you flip it for 1 credit and you can move it to your score area as 1 Zena point, whereas if they access it, they take net damage. Wait, what is that called again? Oh, I'm completely forgetting. No, Gen Splicer, yeah. Well, 2 credits, okay. You will have to play one of those, even if it's not a net damage deck. And then you will have to play a bunch of different stuff, like no Lotus Field and stuff. So let's save as a copy. And then goof around with this one. Obviously, Conjun goes straight into the garden. Yeah, Conjun definitely goes into the garden. The garden needs at least 2 Conjun. So Lotus Field is dead. There's no point playing it anymore, in my opinion. So let's see what kind of agendas we can play. Ancestral Imager, yay! Does work with Mind Game. I've tried it, but it's not great. We'll play one more Korek, I believe. No, we will play only one crate. Clairvoyant Monitor definitely out. It's trust now. DNA Tracker goes to 1. Macrophage stays. Mind Game stays. Tollbooth leaves. We have more influence again. Content Swords, Monopoly Yoga, Mind Game. Okay, so the rest stay for sure. We go to 3 allies. I could play Improved Protein Source and actually do the whole nifty kind of like Simon from Tenon situation where I just install Advanced, or go with Lacosta Grid in this deck. Lacosta Grid, Improved Protein Source, and play Nisei Mark II. That would be smart. But I like the GFI feature perfect to Zeno Suite. Project Yad Yuda is cool. Like a one-off stink, no. Modern Monopoly, the install cost of its own virtual resource is increased by 1. Well, that doesn't matter anymore because everybody's playing virtual resources. Dedicated Neural Net is staying. So I guess you play 2 of that. That's like the best gen I can think of right now. Flower Sermon. We're not. Drop deck. House of Knives could be cool as well, but no. So in this case, hey Kelf, want to pick up your first 2 league wins on stream? No, I'm gonna start from next week. I'm gonna start playing my league games on stream from next week because I need to rebuild my decks. I actually want to make something interesting. I'm not sure if I'm playing Nisei or Palana actually. I might play another Syntec Identity. So what else do we have for 1 cost here? There's a Ghost Runner replacement in Crim 2. Yeah, but that costs 2 influence to put it anywhere else. Oh wait, Taka, we're literally looking at another permanent source of stealth. Yep. Yeah, but that's 4 credits, and when it's gone, it's gone. You have Mercury, but if you're bypassing with a Tita, you're losing Mercury credits overall. I'm gonna suppose that Tita is the after image. Lotus Field, not in System Core. Yeah, it is in System Core, but it's just a useless card if you're not playing Encrypted Portals. Chronos Project is shit. False Lead, no. Zilla Hands. Oh, it's in Creation and Control, never mind. These are all bad. The future is now. No, it's not. Used to play Saraswati. I'm thinking about it. I do have some things in mind. So this opened up a lot of influence. I do like the Agenda Suite. Let's just keep it like that. Dedicated Neural Net is a weird one, but as soon as they start going successful rounds on HQ, they're like, what? You're gaining money out of that, even though you don't care what I access? And sometimes they're like, maybe there's agendas in HQ and I haven't seen them because he keeps winning the side game, which is not true. But it basically like says that, you know, you will at least gain credit if you don't care about the side game. Or you will like force them to access something that you want when they want to see specific stuff. If you don't know what it does, it's basically when you play a side game, and if the runner and you spend a different number of credits, you choose which cards the runner accesses from HQ for the remainder of this run. So if they do like a Adam run or something like that, or like a safety first, or they do like a legwork, or they do like a turning wheel kind of like thing for like 2-3 cards, you can actually tell them what to access, which is pretty great. You first need to score it, but come on, how hard is that? It's a 3-1. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Do you play Kakugo? Kakugo is really expensive. One of the best things about this deck was the fact that you played a lot of Tip DNA Tracker, Tip Codegate Ice. Tip DNA Tracker is great. And you also got the money back when you scored the encrypted. I guess now you're kind of wrecked. Do you play Cortex Lock? Cortex Lock, it's true. Komainu's nice. I'm going to play 1 Komainu. We're going to do something expensive. No, actually a Nancy. Let's do 2 Anansis. I only have 2, by the way. I lost my 3rd one. It's kind of sad. I know somebody's making altars of this, so I need to get them. I have one from Sanji, the second Sanji, not the first Sanji. Apparently there's 2 Sanjis, and I met the second Sanji. He's a cool Sanji as well. I met him at the Worlds. Alright. I don't know. What else do you add to this? I feel like you do play the new operation, right? What's that called again? Hyobu something? Hyobu Precog Manifold? So if you install something already, then you just Hyobu advance and just wait it out. We'll play 2 of it. And I think we'll play another Ash. Do we have enough money for that? Does this deck make enough money? I feel like it doesn't at this point. And it only runs 15 17, 20 ice. Wow, it runs 20 pieces of ice. I guess we don't need 2 consents. No, I do want 2 consents. No, I only want 1. If I see the other one, I'm gonna be sad. I'll be like, that's a dead draw. Swordsman 1-off is actually nice. They're kind of forced to break it. Unless they have the stupid Aulder. Eli only 1, I still like it. I'm still quite okay with this. I would actually go 1 Anansi. And kind of like have a huge sentry gear tech. And then just have 2 DNA trackers. Because, you know, this hurts them just as much as Anansi, to be honest. It hurts them like 1 less than damage, but still. I do like it. I do like the fact that, you know, we have more code gates and they're kind of like, do you run any other subtypes? 1-off daily quest? Until you find the agendas, I guess. Maybe. It's 3 influence. No, I want the deck to actually... Yeah, it does force the runs, though, doesn't it? Yeah, let's play 1. Although, I will have to do another Marcus Body, another Lethea thing. Lethea is great. Lethea is better than people think it is. You haven't seen it much because people don't play Nisa Division. I think it's kind of crap in most other decks. Like, okay, you would play something like a La Costa Creed deck, and you could have like a big Anansi or like a DNA tracker in your remote, and this actually gets value. But the fact that in Nisa Division it can actually fire and actually gain your credit or actually not spend you more credits than what the rest cost was. Anyway, Nisa Division stuff, it actually makes it a little bit more worth it. And the fact that you have all these pieces of ice that you rest for so little money and they are so hard to break is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know how good this is going to be without encrypted portals, but I do have to try it out. I like it like this now. It's 16, 3, 19 pieces of ice. That's a lot of pieces of ice. It's good. Microphase 1-off. I'm not sure about the 1-off. Maybe I should do like either Microphase or Swordsman. I don't feel like I should have both. They cost the same amount to actually res, so why have Swordsman? What other AI programs do we hate other than Omokua? Nah, we're gonna drop this. No, are we? It doesn't net damage, whereas this one could end the run. But it has 4 subroutines. This could actually be way more value, and it's way harder to break, right? Yeah. I like it. Let's keep Microphase in. It's way harder to hippo as well. I like the one of Daily Quest. Might be really good, you're right. Because you just put it in the remote and you just bait runs. The thing is, like, it kind of counteracts with NGO for the fact that you want to score out fast as soon as you have, like, just a little bit more money than them. Because they think they can run the server, but they can't. Because you got 8 upgrades that can actually not allow them to steal the agenda. So I will have to try out the Daily Quest. I'm not feeling very sure about it just yet. So I have one more slot. An offer you can refuse? Nah, there's nothing to kill them with. Clones are not people? No. Where was that stupid Shuffle Agendas card? Or was it this one? Trust the top 2 cards of any, then shuffle up to 4 cards from archives into early. Move different time from game instead of trusting. One of that. I think this is fine. Let's just save it. Alright, let me check the other deck. So this is everything that is not rotating. It was already changed. System core, system core, system core. Back channels is Sansan, thank God. Mushin Notion is non-profit. Alright. Wow, this deck is alive as ever. No, this is good. It actually survives the rotation. This is pretty good. Wow, I play really weird decks. Alright, so cool. Well, we fixed those things. But I do want to see how Smoke is gonna be different. I really am expecting to see like a lot more cards to actually be convinced that Smoke is still viable. Because the way we're seeing things right now is just like I don't know. It's just like it makes it feel a bit weird and awkward to be wanting to make Smoke still work, you know? But yeah. Anyway, that is enough for today. I think we talked a lot about spoilers. I feel like I've been talking non-stop and I'm kind of getting tired now. 20 eyes. Yes, 20 eyes. What are you on about? I just saw that comment. Paolo, yes, 20 eyes. It's an easy division. Even if you can break one, you have to go to the other one, which is like a big string. Doesn't matter, man. Just let me do my thing. Anyway, I hope we didn't play any Zinteki games, but I am feeling a little bit tired and it's getting like a little bit late now. Thank you all for being here. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow because it's the weekend, but you'll definitely see me on Monday if you don't see me during the weekend. I'm very glad to be seeing like all of these scoops from all the channels, all of the content creators from other Netrunner content creators. It's really nice that Nisei is supporting the whole content creating thing, and I really want to thank them for that. And I honestly, my general consensus thus far is that Anarch is getting way too many replacement cards, and Corp is getting a lot of power cards, and I do hope that Nisei knows what it's doing in the sense that, you know, they know how to balance things out, and it's gonna balance out in the end anyway. Like, we may be seeing each card one by one, but we can't know for sure until we see the end of it. Like, you know, we see them work together or against each other. But yeah, no, until then, we'll have to wait and speculate, I guess, and like deck build and do weird stuff with our decks and like play them in the league and see them fail. So, or cross ourselves really hard when somebody reses that stupid Zinteki card that, you know, just accumulates counters and just does all the net damage together. So that's gonna be great. But no, I think it's gonna be very interesting. I really like what Nisei is doing. The only thing that I don't like, and I also already mentioned it, is the fact that they feel the need to actually keep a lot of the cards that did something in the game. Like they're keeping them in a specific way. So, apart from that, I really like what the design team is like. They're actually making some bold moves now and bringing out some new stuff, like some new mechanics and some, like, you know, use hardware during rounds and whatnot. In the first set, as it was mentioned by someone in the Discord channel again, which you should totally join, by the way, it's in the link below in the stream description. They were a bit afraid with bringing out the first set and like making too many power cards, so they mostly focused on just keeping some cards that were rotating. Whereas now they're actually going all out, and despite the ones that they're keeping in the game by making them anew, they are bringing out some new cards, and that is pretty cool. I agree with that issue Nisei seems to have. Yeah, but I mean, they're keeping the game alive and they're doing a fine work thus far. So we have to trust in them, guys. We have to trust in them. I think it's gonna be good. So anyway, thank you all for being with me here today. Thank you for sticking by, making all the comments that you did. Thank you to all the other content creators who have done the scoops and they talked about it. I'm sorry if I didn't have the time to actually check out all the podcasts and all the things that they said. I do have, you know, other things to do in my day other than play Destiny 2. But yeah, no, it was definitely fun, and I'm looking forward to actually seeing the whole set and talking about that as well, because I think it's gonna be very interesting. Mostly smoke, definitely smoke, and I'm building a silhouette stealth deck as well. We should try a silhouette deck. Yeah, we're gonna do that next time. But anyway, until next time. Wait for it. Oh my god, this hurts. These glasses are way more uncomfortable than you think. Alright, well, until next time, hack the planet! Shut up and get in the car. Bye everyone, see you next time.